As an entrepreneur, you are constantly juggling multiple responsibility and wearing many hats. We know that. But what happens when you neglect your own well-being? Please help me welcome Ghislaine to the Standout podcast.
Hello, hi.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
How are you doing, Ghislaine?
Yeah, great. I'm feeling really great, and thank you for having me. And I'm really happy to be here today.
The first question I like to ask all the guests is if I would ask your loved ones to describe you using three words, what would that be?
I think, I hope they would say I am courageous, independent, a beauty addict. Also, not with a beauty with a capital B.
Oh, tell us more about the beauty addiction here.
I see beauty everywhere. I see beauty everywhere in people, in nature, in colors. I love to paint. I love to draw. I love going to art exhibitions. It just fuels me.
Oh,
So
so
I
you
need it.
are creative.
Yeah.
You are creative. I love that. I usually start the interview by questioning about the early influences. I think it's important, and I love to know, what shaped you from a very early age. But when I was reading your story, that really touched me, and I know that this is something that you want to talk about. You wrote you had a bipolar father imprisoned by his illness, a sister who died by feminicide in 1999. And so the road to resilience is long. And when you're telling me that you see beauty in everything, I'm like, wow, having this background experience that is kind of heavy and being able to see the beauty still in everything, this is really what resilience is about. So tell us a little bit more about your story and how it shaped your journey and it shaped your character as a woman.
Yes, with pleasure. It's really important for me to speak about it. Since, yes, in 1999, my sister first died, and then 5 months later, my father died. So it was a tough, very tough year for me and for all my family. From a family of five, the rest of us were three, three women. And yes, and it has been a long, dark, and painful road, but it has also been a beautiful, bright, and joyful road. So all the lessons that I've learned along the way, I am eager now to share it with others. So we all experience in our lives, we go through periods and stages in our lives, and we all deserve to be supported, heard, helped at each stage of the evolution, because you can easily understand that from the moment that I happened to know that my sister died, the problem, the difficulty of it was she was living in Italy. So it was all very complicated, very complex situation to deal with. And from the moment you know this sad news, and today there is very various levels of evolution and steps that I go through. And yeah, my approach is to be very authentic and pragmatic. All I have experienced, all I have tested, because I did some therapies. I helped myself also for my body to heal, my mental to heal. I use a lot of medicinal and natural therapies. So I'm eager now to share them and to help people, because we all experience dark times in our lives. Yeah.
We do. We do. And we're going to talk a little bit more in details on how you now help people navigate their own journey. So, growing up, did you have any influences, people that you were looking up to?
Well, maybe it's weird, but I felt from as long as I can remember, I only count on myself, and I had a very strong intuition that you are only alone. It's not sad for me to say that. You are alone in your life, you are with yourself. So the best thing to do is to know yourself, to invest on yourself,
Yeah,
love yourself, to be kind to yourself, because at the end you will be alone. When you
true.
die, I'm yeah, I don't want it to be sad, but for me it's not sad to be alone. It's important to feel good when you are alone, because you only have to deal with yourself in life.
You know, when I hear you speaking, I'm like, she's probably an introvert. Would you consider yourself an
Yes,
introvert?
absolutely. Yes,
Yes, team introverts, we're here because we love being by ourselves, being alone. And there is a difference between being alone and being lonely, right? And so
yeah,
that's why it's important to say it's not sad when you are able to enjoy time with yourself, by yourself. Actually, this is kind of powerful. And so now
I would
you,
say, sorry, I
yes.
would say that I am hypersensitive. You know, this kind of people that are, so I have a brain like a web. I have all my senses, hearing, seeing, um, all my five senses are at a level that the normal people don't feel the same way as hypersensitive people. So I would just say that hypersensitive people are often introvert people, but most of the time, hypersensitive people, the fact that we are always
Stimulated.
yeah, yeah, our senses are always at a high level, so we need time alone. We need to have sensorial breaks, so you don't feel anything, you don't smell anything, so I would like also to add that, because it's a key to understand how I am, how I am, because I am hypersensitive. So all the people that are the same, experiencing the same, they will understand
So
exactly.
how do you take a break? Because everywhere you look, when you look around, you are stimulated. There are stimulators everywhere. So how do you take a real break? Like, do you stay in a room in the dark and no one can come in? So how do you take a real break, actually?
So I have I am lucky enough to be working at home, and I can do whatever I want during the day. So yes, sometimes I sit on a chair in front of a white wall, and for 10 minutes I only look at this white wall with no paints on it, no nothing, just a plain white wall, and it gives me back energy because there
Wow,
is no stimulation.
interesting,
And at the
interesting.
beginning, I was thinking, wow, it will be hard to stay 10 minutes. And the first time I did it, I stood 15 minutes, and I didn't realize.
It helps you to focus, to center, then yeah,
It's not a
interesting.
question of focus for me. It's a question of it is quiet for me. I become more calm, and it soothes me. Yeah.
Okay, great. So for all the hypersensitive person listening to us, here you go. If you feel like drained because of the environment you live in, you know that you can sit down or simply look at the wall for 10 minutes, a blank wall, right? A blank canvas. And so in order to calm yourself down. So moving forward to your professional career now, you have built a 20 plus year career in the luxury industry. Um, as an analyst with Rolex. And the industry, the luxury industry, is an industry where everyday excellence is the norm. So I'm wondering if there is an impact? And if yes, what is the impact, of working in an environment where you have to keep such high standard on a daily basis? Like, does it impact your stress, of your level of stress, your self-awareness? Like, tell us a little bit more about evolving within the luxury industry.
Well, first, I have to say that it was really comfortable for me because I love beauty and I was working in maybe, I don't know the other companies, but it was beautiful everywhere at Rolex. It was luxury inside the offices, inside the boutiques. It was beauty
Everywhere.
everywhere for my eyes. So I felt very comfortable with that, and it fuels me. It fueled me during all these 19 years. And yes, for me it was also comfortable, but it was not good for me sometimes that I have myself a really high level of perfectionism. I am also an hyper perfectionist, so it really me and this company, we had this high quality in common, and I would say that I was in the path of healing that and calming and letting go, but it was not really easy to do it when I was working there, because you had to, yes, I was dealing with my internal clients. I was working in cross-functional projects, and yes, I was considering the internal clients like clients in the boutiques. So there was always this level of high of
Demands.
excellence, of the expectations were really high, but I liked it. I loved the challenge. I really like to put myself out of my comfort zone, and I have this goal of always doing better. And I am an eternal learner too, so I love to be in this company because it gave me so much opportunities to grow, to learn. So yes, sometimes it's heavy, sometimes it's like a mold. You have to put yourself in the mold, but yeah, once again, I thought that was really a good combination between this brand in particular, this mythical brand, and my character, which is, yeah, which are quite the same, if I can say that.
Sure, of course you can say that. You can say anything you want here. So, so you decided to leave Rolex, so that beautiful career, to focus on, coaching women. And as you said at the beginning, you went through your own journey with its dark side. And all of us, every single one of us, we are going through our
Yeah.
own journey with the ups and downs. And so, from what you have learned and the resiliency that you have built, you decided, it was time for you to transition and help other women, navigate their own journey. Why? Why did you make that decision? Why do you feel like now your calling is to help other women navigate their own journey?
Well, I have to say I was helped by a coach. I worked with a coach, and we we worked a lot on my purpose. What is my purpose in life? Am I here? Why have I experienced so much darkness and so much stress and so much pain? And yes, I think it's really important to put some light on the darkness, not only to enlighten all this pain, but to understand what. And I truly believe that challenges in life are here for you to discover who you are.
Mhm.
And it's really more easier for me to say that 20 plus years after my sister and my father died. I have worked on it. I have a 7 years therapy behind me, so it's easy for me to say that. But really, I believe today much more than ever, than challenges are here for you to know yourself, to know and to show you your strength, because
Yeah.
we are more strength that we think we are.
We are stronger than we believe we are, indeed. And I often say it, you know, it's when you have your back against the wall that you discover the strengths that you have from within that you would have never thought of. So that's very true. And why is it that you feel like a woman needs support? Um, do you see, so from your professional career in the luxury industry and now from your career as a coach, do you see any patterns among women and in terms of the challenges that they are facing navigating their own journey?
Yes, I think I am especially well. My background also explains why I am focusing on women. Women are still today victims of domestical violence, of various, sadly, a still big amount of violence, every kind of violence, physical violence, psychological violence. Since the pandemic, I know, I am sure, and some studies are showing that it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Um, yes, women are for me. I think when women will understand that when they keep their power to themselves, towards themselves, when they can send all this kindness, this patience, this resilience, when they will understand that they have to put this towards themselves and stop wasting that energy outside of themselves. I am not saying that women have to stop taking care of of the others, but women, we are raised to do so. Since
Sure.
centuries and centuries, we are raised to take care of others. And now we have to learn to take care of ourselves, to put
True.
all the energy we put outside ourselves, to put back and to keep it for ourselves. And I would like to say that focus on yourself as a woman is the contrary of selfishness. And it is very basic to understand. When you remember a day or a week on vacations or whatever, you spend some time, you treat yourself, you were with some friends, you spent a good time. Can you remember how do you feel?
Mhm.
You feel great, you feel calm, you feel relaxed. So imagine that every day you spend, every day 10 minutes, 1 hour if you can, you just focus on yourself. And it's not a question of taking a nap or scrolling your smartphone. No, it's you have, my method is first identify what's bringing you back your energy. Sometimes it's not a nap you need, it's not a lack of sleep. Sometimes it's going for a walk, be connected with the nature, drawing, painting, going talk with a friend. I don't know, just observe what you feel after you have done something like this. Identify what's bringing you energy. Observe, okay, I feel better when I go for a walk in the nature. So repeat it. Every day you have to put a discipline in place and repeat it every day. And when you feel more relaxed, who benefits from that? You at the first place. It's the most important thing. You at the first place, and then who next?
Your
All the
family.
other one, yeah, all the other one around you. You radiate a good energy, you radiate your good vibes. So it's just basic. you focus on yourself, you feel good, you feel better, you feel more relaxed, and the other one benefit from that. So it's just basic. It's not selfishness, it's the contrary of selfishness.
That's
So
very true. Yeah, and it reminds me actually of Oprah Winfrey. I believe it's Oprah Winfrey who says, you have to fill your cup first because you cannot pour from an empty cup, right? And
exactly.
this is literally what you are talking about. But it's true, the way we were raised and, society's expectation from of women as mothers or as wife, as daughters, we are always in the doing, in the doing, in the doing, right? You have to do this, do that, do this, do that, and of course social media has amplified it, right? And so we are so much in the doing that we forget about being. And most of us, including myself, it's getting better now, but we don't even know how to be, right? We are so used to do and to chase the next thing and the next thing and the next thing that we forget about being. So tell us a little bit more about, what you have observed between, doing versus being, and how can we recenter more on us being uh, in order, to thrive in everything that we do, basically.
So I would just say that it's hard for me too. I'm not saying that I can do this. I'm a work in progress on this.
We are
this
all
we
work
are
in progress.
work in progress. But yeah, the first thing for me, and there is a free online test that I recommend to have. It's really simple and to do. And you will know as the result of this test your natural strength. What are you good at? For example, for me, I am good at recognizing beauty everywhere. I am kind, and I love to learn. So when you get the results of this test, it will be easier to identify some things to do that you would prefer doing to gain back some energy. So you take this test and you will say, okay, I like the beauty. So what can I do? For example, it's beauty, one of your first. There is 21 in the result. You will have 21 results. So first of all, it's really fun to see all these natural strengths. So the person on your side, it will be completely different. So focus on your natural strengths, and you can be really proud of that because for you it's natural. For me, it's natural to see beauty everywhere. I see beauty in people. I see beauty in Darine. When as soon as I meet someone new, I see his beauty. I have a strong intuition too. So yes, first, the purpose of this test is to know yourself.
And
Invest in yourself.
what's the name of the test?
It's VIA strength. It's a
VIA
yes,
strength.
VIA strength. It's a free test online. Just answer the questions, and 10 minutes, you get the results by email, and you have your 21st natural strengths. And you can
Ooh.
also just see if also if you want to go a little bit further, if your job, if your friends are also aligned with your values. It's because
Hmm.
of your values also.
Yeah.
And sometimes you say, yes, I have some strong values. Family is one of my values. Well, I thought that before I had the test, and to my surprise, family was not in the 10 first values. It was not in my 10 first
Oh,
values.
wow.
Things that
Interesting.
are far more important for me, and beauty is the first one. Beauty is the first one. Learning is the second one for me. I love to learn, and if I don't learn anything once in a day, I can't feel well. I
Mhm.
don't feel well. So yeah, first thing is knowing better, know yourself, focus on yourself, invest in yourself, And that is being, because when you know who you are, who you truly are, you are in the being. And it can be counterintuitive, but the more time you spend on being, the more efficient you will be in the doing. There is a lot of people talking about meditation these times. Meditation is sometimes something that we find difficult to hard to do. I have discovered that going for a walk with my doggy every day for an hour, it's like an hour of meditation for me. So
Mm.
think out of the box. You don't have to sit down in front of a white wall if it doesn't suit you. If it's not okay for you, don't do it. But I have observed that after 1 hour walk in the nature with my dog, even if it's raining, even if it's, I don't care. It's a discipline. Every day I go for a walk with my doggy. And what I have discovered is that when I go back from my work, so sometimes during my work, I have some solutions to problems that I have, professional problems or family problems. Or during my work, as I am in the process of letting go. My mental is calming. My body is working. So I am no more in the brain, in the mental. I am in the body, and
Mhm.
the solutions, they come sometimes. It's not magic. It's just that when you let go, ideas are coming, and I am more efficient after a 1 hour walk. That's
Yeah.
why I said sometimes it's counterintuitive. It's illogical, but sometimes I am ready for a 3 hour nonstop work because I had so much ideas that came during the work that I am more efficient afterwards. So
Yeah, like, and I can relate because most of my ideas, they come when I'm either like on a walk outside or when I'm in the shower, actually. But it's why? Because as you said, you let it go, and so when you let it go, you open, and you open your mind, and you leave some room for your brain actually to create, and to think of actually. Than when being in the doing, you are so focused, your attention is so focused on on executing the task, that you don't leave enough room for your brain to create and think outside of the box. So that's very true. What would be the last thing that you would like to share for our listeners, who are struggling to be a little bit more themselves, and who would like to simply see the beauty in everything?
well, I would like to recommend a book. So it's the French version. I'm French, so yeah. But the author is an American woman, Bethany Webster.
Okay.
In English, it's Discovering the Inner Mother. And
Okay.
this book is really important for women because you have to learn to be your own mother.
Yeah.
I am lucky enough to have had a kind mother. Although this was chaos in my family, my mother, she stood here. She was a strong woman, and I am lucky enough to have her example in mind. But even if she was not perfect, like all we mother, we are not perfect. Discovering your inner mother is putting all your kindness, your patience, compassion that you give to your children, or if you are not a mother, to your friends, to your families, or whatever people it is. Put all this patience, kindness, compassion to yourself. Be your own mother, be your own best friend. Choose your thoughts, choose yourself, say yes to yourself, be kind to yourself. And yeah, let's don't listen to what I just said. Test it.
Yeah.
Test one thing 1 time a day, and you will see the results.
And I would like to finish by this question: if you don't take care of yourself, who will?
Exactly.
That's a profound question, and I hope that you have, or if not, that this conversation will help you find the answer. So, Ghislaine, thank you so much for being with us today. That was a wonderful conversation. And for those of you watching us and listening, I will see you next week for another live episode of Stand Out from the Crowd. So, thank you, everyone. You take care and you stay safe. Bye bye.
Thank you, Darine. Bye bye.
Voila!